It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Reaction video 321. Day in the neighborhood. My brothers and sisters. Man, today's video, y'all, is freaking insane just from the title. And I really don't know how to feel about this video yet, y'all. It's like, I need a little more detail. We're gonna have to get a little more detail about this. We're gonna have to get a little more information about this story so we can put it into context. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the context of this story? Because like I said, the title is insane. And the channel that we going to watch this insane video is our homegirl, annasolves. Annasolves, y'all. Now look at the title now. The 10-year-old girl that shot and murdered her mom's enemy. Like I said, y'all, I don't even know what kind of opinion to have on this just yet. Because you just look at it on the surface, it raises so many questions. Okay, we know, okay, that a 10-year-old girl shot and murdered her mom's enemy. So my question is, was her mom enemy actively trying to kill her mom? Or was it just she seen her mom and this enemy get into a fight or some kind of altercation? Like, did she just do this out the blue, or were they in the middle of the fight? And then the hardest part I'm dealing with this title is it any way to justify what the 10-year-old girl did? That's what I'm basically, at the end of the day, that's what I'm getting to on down the road. Is it any kind of way that we gonna be able to justify what this little girl did? Or should she get the same treatment as all the other murderers? You do the crime, you gotta do the time. I don't know, my brothers and sisters, but we finna see. But before we see, y'all know what y'all got to do. Get whatever you might need. Get what you need. We back to annasolves, y'all. Y'all got what y'all need? Y'all ready to go? Then let's go.
Right now, police say a 10-year-old is in custody for murder.
It's just so sad that she lost her life to this senseless situation.
Should a child in any scenario have to protect their parent? In the case of a 10-year-old, the answer is always no, especially when there's a gun involved. In May 2022, a horrifying piece of news reached Orlando, Florida. After her mom got into a heated argument with a neighbor, a 10-year-old girl pulled a gun out of a pink school bag and shot the neighbor in the head. But the story goes deeper than this. The unnamed girl's mother, Larkisha Isaac, had groomed her daughter into doing this.
Wow.
So what really happened that night? Why did the girl fire the bullet? And what else was revealed after she and her mom were arrested? This is the full story of the 10-year-old girl who murdered her mom's enemy.
Wow. Okay, I guess that right there. Excuse me, y'all. That one right there just answered and flipped the whole scenario around. So come to find out, and it make a lot more sense. The damn mama is pretty much we should be blaming for this murder. You know, it's just like Vile Crimes video that we watched a couple of days ago when the mama influenced her son, the baby daddy of the lady that got killed. She influenced him to kill her. It's the same damn thing, it sounded like. So now we flipping all the attention to the mama, and she the one who most definitely should be going to prison for this. Let's go.
You guys, we're going to Orlando, Florida again. Orlando is a big, beautiful city filled with opportunities for those young and old, but it's also a place where you have a 1 in 21 chance of being a victim of a crime. That is twice the national average. In the late hours of May 30th, 2022, 41-year-old LaShawn Denise Rogers was outside her home after celebrating Memorial Day with her boyfriend. LaShawn was super popular in her community. She was also a mom and very recently a grandma. She was very involved in her kids' lives. She promised to keep them happy and protect her family as well as the other children in the community. She always had activities lined up for everyone, volunteered at the local schools and daycare centers, and people saw her as a pillar of the community. But that night, things would go horribly wrong for LaShawn. Just before midnight, the Orlando police were called to the Jargon Gardens apartment complex around the Mercy Drive area.
Officers say they were told during a physical altercation between 41-year-old LaShawn Denise Rogers and 31-year-old Lucretia Isaac. Isaac handed her 10-year-old daughter a bag.
Just before entering her apartment, LaShawn's neighbor, Lucretia, started an argument with her. It's unclear what exactly they said to each other, but at one point, Lucretia slapped or punched LaShawn. LaShawn was so offended that she slapped Lucretia back. Things got intense very quickly, and the women started throwing punches at each other. Meanwhile, Lucretia's 10-year-old daughter was watching, just a few feet away from the kerfuffle. That's when her mom threw her a pink school bag containing a black pistol gun. The daughter calmly opened the bag, pulled out the gun, cocked it, and fired 2 bullets into LaShawn's head.
This is fucking crazy. This is way crazier than I thought it was gonna be when we first started, man. I went thinking like this damn mama, a 10-year-old, you basically gave your 10-year-old a gun to kill somebody. You told them that if this go wrong or we get into this fight, whatever, you take this gun out of this book bag and you shoot her. What in the hell kind of mama is that?
She yelled, "That's what you get for messing with my mama." There were many witnesses to LaShawn's murder. Their neighbors and LaShawn's poor boyfriend had seen it all. They were left in shock and disbelief as LaShawn lay dead on the ground with a hole in her chin. The community had so many questions.
New details tonight on a deadly shooting at an Orlando apartment complex. Police now say a 10-year-old shot and killed a woman who was arguing with her mom.
I'm sorry, y'all. I just gotta stop it again real quick because this is not how I thought this video was gonna go. I never thought about the possibility that the mama is the one who was behind this whole damn thing. I'm thinking like the little 10-year-old did this on her own. Like without her mama knowing, without her mama actually telling her to basically fucking do it. That is wild as fuck. That's why I be saying, y'all, if you got a great mama and great dad or whoever parents out there, man, just be thankful for them. Because your damn mama or daddy could be this motherfucker. Let's go. And then, hold on, before that, hold on. I don't even know if I feel like, do y'all feel like that the little 10-year-old girl should be charged and spend time in jail or prison for this? Or should they just let her go? I don't even know, man. My emotions going everywhere right now. Now let's go.
Family is grieving. We know that 10-year-old girl is in DCF custody at last check, and her mom is sitting behind bars here facing charges after police say that mom gave her daughter the opportunity to pull out that gun during a fight.
The whole situation made no sense to those who knew LaShawn. First of all, she was a peaceful woman.
It's just so sad that she lost her life to this senseless situation. She didn't deserve it at all. She's not that type of person, and she don't get into this type of stuff.
I can't say nothing bad about her. And she kept you laughing. Her humor, oh my God, her spirit was awesome.
Second of all, what on earth was going on between Lucretia and her daughter? Why did she throw her daughter a bag containing a gun after a 1-minute long argument? And why did her 10-year-old know how to use the gun to perfection? Why did that girl feel the need to protect her mom at all costs?
Because her damn mama the one who told her to do it. But another crazy part I'm thinking about now, y'all, Lucretia could have did this shit herself. She could have literally did it herself. They was in a fight, boom. Some kind of way, at some point, you was able to grab the bag to throw to your daughter. You could have just pulled a fucking gun out and shot the lady yourself. So why would you put your daughter through that? I knew this one was going to be crazy. I knew this was going to blow my goddamn mind. OMG.
Lucretia Isaac and her daughter were arrested and taken to jail that night. Lucretia was charged with a serious list of offenses: manslaughter, culpable negligence, child neglect, contributing to the delinquency of a minor, aggravated assault with a firearm. Lucretia literally handed her 10-year-old daughter the weapon with which to kill LaShawn. Why didn't she do it herself? The child neglect charge is pretty obvious if you ask me. Raising a child to think they must do anything to protect you, not the other way around, is despicable. And putting them in harm's way like that is even worse. Lucretia's daughter should have been in bed, or at the very least in her bedroom at midnight, not outside as her mom's bouncer during a fight. When it came to Lucretia's daughter, however, charging her was a bit more complicated. She was very young, and so the main question was she even aware of the gravity of what she had done?
Right now, police say a 10-year-old is in custody for murder.
The consequences of this sudden, senseless fight can only be seen through the grief and desperation of LaShawn's loved ones. Her boyfriend, Marcial Tirado, was there when it all happened. He kept crying, "My baby's gone, oh my god, my baby's gone." He just couldn't believe this was actually happening. Marcial held on to the hope that his girlfriend could be saved until the very last moment. After he called 911, the officers were the first to arrive. They provided CPR to LaShawn until the paramedics arrived. As soon as the paramedics arrived, they rushed LaShawn into an ambulance and she was taken to the Orlando Regional Medical Center. Minutes later, she was pronounced dead on arrival.
Damn, man.
When Marcial spoke to the police about LaShawn's death, he said they'd just been having a grill outside for Memorial Day. When that was done, the two were getting ready to go inside. Lucretia approached LaShawn and began an argument over a recent dispute between the two. Within a minute or so, Lucretia hit LaShawn and she hit back. That's when Marcial intervened. So not only did Lucretia make her daughter LaShawn, but she also attempted to shoot Marcial as he tried to defuse the situation.
Wow.
Another neighbor named Ashley corroborated Marcial's story. She watched the whole incident through her peephole, frightened to death. According to Ashley, after killing LaShawn, the 10-year-old girl said, "You fucking with my mama." The accounts differ on the girl's exact words, but the picture is pretty clear nevertheless. Ashley also said she saw Lucretia grab the gun from her daughter and point it at Marcial until he retreated into the apartment in tears. She then watched as Isaac walked back to her residence and showed no remorse or care for the injuries sustained by Rogers, the affidavit alleges. What is worse than grooming your child into a killer? Showing zero emotion over murdering someone. Who knows? She might even be proud of her little killer daughter. According to Inside Edition, during her interrogation, Lucretia told the cops, "I ain't got nothing to say to y'all, at all. Don't talk to my baby either. She's underage, no reason to talk to her." As you might have guessed, Lucretia did not have any power over the police, and the cops did speak to her daughter. As it turns out, Lucretia was drunk that night.
Wow.
According to her daughter, she decided she wanted to speak woman to woman with LaShawn, and she approached her while she was still pretty intoxicated. The girl said she thought LaShawn had an object like a sharp rock in her hand as she hit her mother. She panicked, thinking the object could her mother's head. She also said she heard LaShawn make a threat to her family before the argument. Lucretia's daughter was charged with second-degree murder. Of course, she was charged as a juvenile and taken to a juvenile detention center. Her attorney requested for the girl to be released with an ankle monitor, but the judge refused this. However, this is a complicated case for a 10-year-old charged with murder.
It really is a complicated ass case. I don't know if I agree with let her just go away with an ankle monitor. I don't know about that, but I know y'all that I say all the time, you kill somebody, you go to prison for the rest of your life. But this is just one of those anomalies of when I say this, because this situation right here is just an outlier, because I'm leaning towards that she should do some time. She should do some years. But I just feel like this little girl, she should be able to get out later on in her adult life. You know what I'm saying? I think she should get out at some point. I don't think she should go to jail for life.
State Attorney Monique Worrell underlined this. "This is one of the most tragic cases I have seen in my 22-year career. This is an unimaginable tragedy that defies easy solutions." Monique Worrell mentioned that the girl won't be officially identified by name, at least until her case is finished. She also noted that whatever charges they bring to the girl, they must take the rehabilitation into consideration first.
"We anticipate that whatever charges we eventually file, if any, will ensure she receives the interventions necessary to address her behavior, help her change and grow, and ensure the public's safety going forward."
Exactly. A young kid who committed a crime should first and foremost receive therapy, not prison time. Psychologists and specialists will have to dig into the Isaac family history and uncover how this 10-year-old ended up killing for her mom in the first place. Had the grooming been going on for a long time? Had Lucretia trained her to or was it someone else in the family? And did she plant an idea in her head that she must protect her mom in dangerous situations? Or was Lucretia so mentally vulnerable that her 10-year-old daughter felt the need to step up and become the adult in the relationship? Either way, it's deeply unfair to her and extremely dangerous to herself and others.
I believe that the minimum age of arrest should be 14, and I believe very much and very strongly that there is a school to prison pipeline.
So, according to Monique, the 10-year-old girl should not face the same consequences as an adult, or even as a teen, for someone, even when it resulted in murder.
Arrest, prison, jail, those are traumatic experiences that significantly scar our children for the future.
If she would be charged as an adult, the girl could get a life sentence for second-degree murder. But it's very likely that she didn't even realize what she had truly done until she was arrested. So the law has to go a different way for really young kids who commit murder. As the wheels of justice move slowly in any case, in this case they might be even slower. In July 2023, it was announced that Lucretia's trial is to be set in August, with at least 4 serious charges. She can end up spending decades in prison.
Fuck decades. Now, as far as Lucretia go, the mama, her ass, point blank period, need to be in prison the rest of her life. We shouldn't even, like, that's no question. It's just the damn little, the daughter, y'all. It's tearing me up on the inside. It's really, like, fucking with me, like I was just saying earlier, man, yo, she should do some years, but man, damn, she 10 years fucking old, bro. She really don't know what she was doing other than protecting her mama, doing what her mama told her to do. She really don't know the gravity of what she did by killing that lady, LaShawn. But at the same time, you got to think about LaShawn and her family and how they feeling. If regardless of how the age of whoever killed her, she's still gone. So it gotta be some kind of repercussions. I don't know, man. This one right here is it's pulling at my heartstrings hard, man.
People who have been following the case are eager to learn what she has to say about her relationship with her daughter. Why did she throw her the bag with the gun? Why didn't she use the gun herself? And why did she feel that she had to use a gun to settle an argument in the first place? However, considering her lack of remorse or emotion after the and considering what she said to the cops during her interrogation, it's likely we won't get much information from Lucretia herself. Perhaps when the time comes, her daughter will have more to say about her childhood. Maybe she will even testify against her mother, but only time will tell the full story. As some people are waiting for the mother and daughter trials, and some are still reeling from the tragedy of losing LaShawn, people are coming together to discuss gun violence in the United States. Orlando Commissioner Regina Hill said state and federal lawmakers need to take action against violence, and added that she's starting a new program in Orlando. She added that LaShawn Rogers was an involved parent and often volunteered for school programs. So the community is uniting to give back in any way that they can. As of 2023, the stats are bleak when it comes to gun violence.
In yet another incident of gun violence in the United States, a black teenager was shot by a homeowner in Missouri after he rang the wrong doorbell.
Damn.
The homeowner opened the door and shot the boy twice in the head and chest. The incident took place last Thursday when the teenager was going to pick up his younger twin brother from a play date.
The fact that the man saw an African-American kid and assumed he was breaking into his house is appalling. And the fact that...
Yeah, that's just sick as fuck. Oh my God. We can't even accidentally knock on the wrong house nowadays in 2023 without potentially getting fucking killed for it. I never heard about this one, man. Anna, you need to do a full story about that. That's crazy as hell. But at the same time, y'all, it's not even that shocking no more. It really not. All this shit we've been going through. But let's go.
He had a gun made it so much easier to do the worst. Imagine if he just shouted at the boy to leave from behind his door. Easier, and no risk of killing someone, right? Miraculously, this boy survived, although his recovery won't be an easy one. Others aren't so lucky. According to the CDC, more Americans die of gun-related injuries in 2021 than any other year on record, almost 49,000. Even as people develop better awareness of guns and the danger of keeping guns in their home, the stats seem to be on the rise. On August 3rd, 2023, ABC News reported that 25,000 people have already died from gun violence in 2023, and that's just over half a year gone. 1,000 of those were children. There have also been 421 mass shootings so far. The number is shocking. There have been at least 20 K-12 school shootings so far this year, including a March 27th incident at the Covenant School, a Christian school for students in preschool through 6th grade in Nashville, Tennessee, where 3 children and 3 staff members were killed. In Michigan, 3 students were killed and 5 others were injured as a gunman opened fire at 2 locations on Michigan State University's main campus in East Lansing in February. And California saw 3 mass shootings in a matter of days. In January, with 1 shooting leaving at least 11 people killed and 10 others injured after a man opened fire at a dance studio near Lunar New Year celebration in Monterey Park, California. Honestly, how many more people have to die before the guns start disappearing? Or at the very least, they're kept away from children. What Lucretia did by handing her daughter that gun is chilling. As a mother, you think you'd want to protect your child no matter what and keep them out of harm's way. Lucretia did the opposite. In fact, she encouraged, if not urged, her daughter to kill her neighbor. She also taught her to shoot first and ask questions later. LaShun's loved ones remember her as a peaceful person who loved children and gave a lot to her community. So why did Lucretia see murder as the only solution to resolving an argument with her? It will be interesting to see how Lucretia's trial and her daughter's case develop. Let's hope that they both understand the consequences of their actions and that the girl can start therapy and develop into a sane adult who is not a threat to others. Hey, thanks a bunch for watching. What do you think about this case?
Man, I think a lot about this goddamn case, man. Y'all, first of all, I'm not gonna even get into the whole gun control thing, the Second Amendment and all that. I'm not gonna even get into all that because I'll be sitting right here 30 minutes talking about that. But what I'm saying is about Lucretia and her daughter. This little girl, I just feel like she got put in one of the worst situations. Her mama put her in such a bad fucking situation, man. So it's just like, I feel bad for her. And this is crazy. It might sound crazy. It might sound like normal to y'all too. But I feel, even though that she murdered LaShun and that shit fucked up, I still feel bad for her because I just feel like she's so damn young. She don't know what she was doing. Her fucking mama manipulated her into doing this. And I'm gonna stick with that. I think she need to go through a lot of therapy, a lot of, all that and that. But I still do think she need to do some time. She need to do some time. Now, I'm not sure. I can't give you how many years. I can't say that. But she need to do some years, man. But I think she does need an opportunity to once again be out free one day as an adult. Because her doing this as a child, she ain't know what the fuck she was doing, man. But her mama need life in prison, point blank, period. Rest in peace, LaShun. This shit just was completely different, y'all, than what I thought it was gonna be, man. I thought the damn little girl had shot her mama enemy without her mama knowing anything about it. But it's just the fact of Lucretia. This is what Lucretia did. This is what she basically did. She told her little girl that if we get into a fight, I'm gonna throw you this bag. In this bag, a gun. You shoot her. And that's what the girl did. Just listen to her mama. She fucking 10 years old, man. She was just listening to her mama. I digress, my brothers and sisters, man. This was crazy, bad. It's still just pulling at my heart so bad because in a way, I don't want her to spend no time in prison, but she most definitely need to do some damn therapy and shit because this just traumatized her, man. But I'm like I said, I'm gonna say it one more time. I'm still leaning towards that she do need to do some time. Y'all let me know what y'all feel like. What should happen, man, in the comment section about as far as the little girl and what crime or time. I mean, the time. How much time should she do for this crime? And I digress again. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button, comment, subscribe, and do all that if you ain't did it before you leave. And come on back, please, tomorrow. And until I see y'all tomorrow, my brothers and sisters, gotta say this. Love, peace, and happiness. Stay safe. Don't stop. Keep going. Yeah.